Figure your life out.
Okay.
Dude, I was laughing. I saw the best meme yesterday and I went to share it with you and I totally forgot. And it was a side-by-side picture of Alex Verdugo, one with the beard and the other clean shave. Yeah, and after a year with Alex Verdugo, the Yankees decide to change their facial hair policy. And I have to see. Yeah, right?
He looked very weird.
Yeah. I feel like he looked dirtier with the clean-shaven face than he did with the beard. He looked questionable.
Yeah. Questionable is a good term. I would say questionable, definitely.
Yeah.
That's good.
The questionable is what I use when I'm trying to not be politically incorrect.
Yes. That's why I didn't go with dirty, because I'm sure there'll be some people there that'll be like,
No.
Do you think he's dirty because he's not American?
No, he looked just unwashed. That's what he looked. He looked unwashed. With the shaven face, he looked like he was unwashed more than he looked with the beard.
I don't know. I think he looked a little cleaner than he did.
No, I thought that he looked... See, you can't trust people with clean-shaven faces.
Well, that's true, too. Yeah. Hello and welcome to another episode of In a Pickle, the show that is dedicated to the less glamorous side of sports. I am your host, Dave Houghton, and with me today, my co-host, the inventor of the pre-stained underwear, Sarah Reitalik. Hello, Sarah.
Yes, you can get that shit on Amazon.
Greatest invention ever. Mm-hmm. You shit your pants? Nope, they're pre-stained.
Yep, they're already there for you so that you don't have to worry about it. You can get used to the feeling so if you do actually shit your pants.
No one's going to know, you know?
Nope.
Ooh, are those pre-stained by Sarah? They sure are.
Mm-hmm. Could be yours only for the low price of $49.99 a pair.
We should do a QVC thing. QVC still a thing?
It is still a thing.
Wow. I wonder what gap age is buying shit off QVC.
I don't know. I'm creeping to it, though.
Yeah?
Sometimes I find myself watching it because they're so entertaining, the salespeople that they have.
Yeah. I remember the guy who used to sell knives. You could buy like 150 knives for like $39,000. And you're like, wow, well, I guess I do need 159 of the same knife.
You do.
No, I mean, okay.
Still, my favorite is the guy who fell off the ladder when they were trying to sell these ladders that they shifted up.
Yep.
And then he just went down. And I was like,
shit. It was so beautiful.
Is amazing.
Almost as good as the news reporter who was crushing grapes and fell out of the barrel.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Oh my God, went right down.
Oh, God. All right, well, we're here. We're not going to fall out of any barrels or off of any ladders yet. We're here for another episode of In a Pickle. Thank you so much for listening. Sarah, we got some updated news about the Marcus Jordan developing story. This is a lot of fun. So let's kick it off with this rewind.
A few weeks ago, as you all recall, Marcus Jordan was our biggest pickle.
Congratulations, by the way.
Yes.
Probably the only Jordan that will ever be a big pickle in that family. Unless Michael does something. Unless Michael Jordan turns into like a Kanye West. And it's like Hanes for Nazis or something.
Yeah, you never know what could happen.
Gatorade. Gatorade. Only the red Gatorade. Enjoy the Gatorades. Anyways.
All right, continuing on. So
you must wear your hands. All right, I'm done.
As we discussed, they found a white powder in his vehicle. His vehicle that was stuck on the train tracks.
On the train tracks. Yeah. The number 9 train's coming. All right, I'm done.
So They
it's been a long week. It's been a long
it
week.
has been a very
Yeah. All right. All
it's
right.
been a
So
long
Marcus
life.
Jordan's train stuck on his car stuck on the train tracks. He's got a
They
what was it?
found the
A SUV Lambo?
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they found the white substance in his vehicle, tested it. It tested positive for cocaine. Now, I was thinking in my head, I was like, oh, did they just do the like finger gums test? And we're like, yeah, this is cocaine.
It's just a small town police force. They don't have actual test kits. So there's
Right.
one old experienced cop. He's like a big city cop, but he retired, so he's just in a small town. He's like, I'll check that.
And rubs it on his freaking gums to see
Fucking
what it
jaw, his jar is just going.
It's cocaine, it's cocaine. This is
That's
cocaine.
cocaine. Let's arrest him.
Well, once they got back to the station and did more testing, it turns out this white powder was actually ketamine.
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 Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
So we need to check in on that police officer.
Do you know ketamine in controlled doses is good for depression.
Oh,
So and by controlled doses, I mean by a actual doctor, licensed doctor.
I was gonna say, do I need to contact my doctor?
Um I you know if now he's probably just taking ketamine because he's probably got a raging drug problem from
Mm-hmm.
being nepo baby. Um so I'm also sure that there is a huge thing of depression within him for his father being having such great accomplishments and him doing absolutely nothing. The only thing that lands him in the news is
It's
banging
his
Scottie
name.
Pippen's
No,
ex-wife.
that's the other brother, isn't it?
I I don't know. I don't even I don't
I
even
was
know
like,
there was
isn't it
another
the
brother.
isn't the younger
All right, so the
brother
Jordan kids are only known for banging Scottie Pippen's wife and
in
getting their Lambo stuck on train tracks.
ketamine
And
now?
now ketamine. Do you know ketamine was first introduced during the Vietnam War?
Oh,
Isn't that wild? So
the
it's
more
it's
you
I
know.
mean, it's not like fairly new. It's 50 years old, but it's newer. I mean, like,
It
cocaine's been around for a while, so I'm told. Um, but yeah, so I would say like the Jordan children may or may not have a little bit of depression because they're not as great as their father.
Well, I guess that yeah, that is what it is because you didn't stack up as high as he is. And I don't think, see, we also don't know Michael's parenting technique to know that if he was the competitive parent, like do better, be better.
I would say because now this is just going out on a limb here. I would say because of the Michael Jordan's greatness and how he was just a phenomenal player. He's a go-getter. He makes more money in advertisements and shit than he did in his whole playing career. I would probably go out and say that he was an absentee father.
Yeah, yeah, I
You
could see
know,
that.
when
And
the
then he's
cameras are
like,
rolling, hey, here are my kids. When they're away, when the cameras are not around, be like, get the fucking kids away from me. You
why are
know?
these things so sticky?
Yeah, what's
Ugh.
wrong with these things? Dad, I'm 32. It's ketamine. You know? But I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
We don't know what happened. We don't know how he was, and we don't
yeah,
know what's up with them. But there is clearly some shit,
right.
more
There's
or
clearly a
less.
problem. So now what's going to happen to him? Is this a new charge or is this still a
I'm gonna
controlled
assume that
substance?
it's still going to be a controlled substance, but they have to update the information. And maybe it was cocaine mixed with ketamine or vice versa. Like we don't know because they are both similar white powders.
Right.
So we don't know, but they do have to go in and update the information
Well,
and go from there.
well, speaking of updated information, we got some more updates on the Mahomes Sr. John Rocker fight. And
Oh my God, I'm so mad about this
it
because I
looks
was
like somebody got in
bought
the
in.
way.
I was bought in. I was ready to watch John Rocker rock it
Yeah.
because
At least
he's
I don't want
crazy.
to give this woman any credit, but at least she's smart enough to know that John Rocker would have turned this guy
Right.
into vaporizer.
Turn him inside out. Yes.
Yeah.
So we've been discussing for a while now the Patrick Mahomes Sr. and John Rocker, you know, battle royale that Barstool was
Pitching duel.
going.
Can we call it the pitching duel?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can absolutely.
Yeah.
So Barstool was really driving and wanted to do for the Rough and Rowdy. And it is now off because of Brittney Mahomes' alleged meddling.
It
So,
it's
yeah.
understandable. She
Uh,
probably honestly, she definitely knows that John Rocker would kill this guy.
right, but what's so funny? Okay, so Dave Portnoy said on the unnamed show that Brittany and Patrick's
Wait, I'm
agent,
sorry. Is that a real name? Is that the real name of the show, or are we not
yes,
naming the show?
yes, it's
Because we
the
don't
name.
want to support them.
It's the actual name of the show. Is the unnamed show.
That's lame. Okay.
Hey,
Yeah,
I
no, that's fine.
clearly it works.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you have Dave Portnoy backing the show, I mean, you're going to be successful. Anyways, Portnoy, if you're listening, in a pickle's for sale.
Holler,
Everything
holler.
here is for sale.
Yes.
Everything, including me.
Well, we
Yeah.
already
So
know
okay.
that.
So Portnoy said on the unnamed show that
Brittany and Patrick's agent had stepped in and tanked the deal. Basically, if Senior was to go ahead with this, then they would have cut him off. But the thing that left me wondering was, okay, like you're capable to cut him off financially, but not with like alcohol. Um,
right, right.
what
Wait,
are we
wait a minute.
doing
But
here?
Patrick Mahomes Sr. is a former MLB player. Like he's a former MLB pitcher. Like he doesn't have his own.
I don't
No,
know.
he probably drank
Maybe
all his money away.
exactly. Now, they could also mean like cut him off too with ties of like, you know, family or whatnot. But
No,
when I
I'm sure
see
they
it
mean
written
him
like
cut him
that,
off
it's
financially.
definitely financially because
Yeah,
everyone has been riding this Patrick Mahomes train, his brother, freaking even Britney's fucking riding this train. Jesus
right.
Christ. But yeah, womp womp.
You gotta cut him off, and I'm sure that scares the shit out of Senior.
Jackson? Oh, I thought
Well,
you said
well, Jackson.
no, because he's the TikTok champion.
I'm a TikTok world champion. I'm trying to
Daddy.
find out. I mean, okay, so like he
Daddy.
he had he had a career. I want to find out Senior's earnings. Now I know this is like early 90s baseball earnings, so it's not really that much. And of course, you know,
See, and he played for the Mets. Who else did he play for?
he played for the Red Sox, the Twins. He played for the Red Sox for like 1 year, but he played his long-term team was the Twins. He did,
Mm.
I think, 5 or 6 years with the
Which
Twins.
which is uh
Oh,
um what?
it turns out he didn't make any money in baseball.
Yeah, because he wasn't with big teams. He was with the middle teams where he had a longer
Yeah.
career, so he wasn't going to get any financial backing and he wasn't that good.
No, he wasn't. According
So,
to baseballreference.com, his career total earnings for the 9 years that he played ball, he only made $2.6 million. dollars. The the highest payday he actually got was with the Red Sox in '97. He made $360,000. Oh no, I'm sorry.
wow. Oh,
In 2000 with the Mets, he made $750,000. Yeah, so the 2.6 million has been drank.
yeah, it's been
Yeah.
chugged down.
So
And it's also
Patrick
paying for
Mahomes.
legal fees too.
Oh yeah, Patrick Mahomes Jr. is definitely supporting him financially. I bet you
Ooh.
Patrick Sr. lives in the pool house on the
Name of
property.
the ep Name of the episode:
Yes.
L Liver and Lawyer Fees.
Oh, liver and lawyer fees. Yes. Thank you. It's
Because
about time you
that's
do
what,
something on this show.
right? No shit. There you go. Because that's what all of his money was going to, is his liver and his lawyer fees.
Yeah. Full disclosure, everybody. Sarah actually does everything for both In a Pickle and Mayday Media Network. Even though I told her that I was gonna start helping with Mayday Media, and I just realized I'm busy as
Yeah,
well.
you
So sorry.
yes, I'm
Yeah.
like going on when I have a free time going, son of a
I'm sorry.
bitch.
I just
It's all right. It's okay. Like I will be back fully at Mayday soon to
we're gonna make
hopefully.
Sarah quit her actual job and just work Mayday and support us by going to MaydayMediaNetwork.com, and we'll put a link up there for a GoFundMe for Sarah.
Serious. I actually need to go fund me for my liver.
Yeah.
Uh, Not that I drink or anything, but it's just why not?
Right.
You never know. All right,
Well, it's better than
let's
the
what?
diabetes, and we don't want to
Oh,
take your foot.
yes, 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 yes. Let's get
Yeah.
into the news and
Yes,
let's
please.
continue on discussing fathers of athletes.
Yes.
Okay, so let's move over to the NBA.
Yeah, because the
And
NBA doesn't have any crazy fathers. I believe we just talked
none.
about
We
Jordan.
just, yeah. Why are these
Yeah.
little people so sticky?
Yeah. We can't all be Bronny James, the greatest NBA player ever to come out of a NBA player. Right?
I really th I thought you were gonna say like at least like a sack or something,
Nah,
but you were
nah,
like that to come out of an
nah,
NBA player.
nah.
Well, I appreciate that. Okay, so LeVar Ball, um, he had a foot amputated.
Yeah.
Just and like
Not funny, haha. More like funny, like this guy owns a
what?
a
A
shoe
shoe
factory
company.
in Taiwan, I think.
Yeah, he is
Doesn't he?
the apparel company. Like, so
He has the
every
ability to do the funniest things right now.
correct.
He could
Well,
just do all
we're good.
sneakers half off,
Yeah, we're good.
right? All of our sneaker line is half off. I mean, those shoes are ridiculously overpriced anyways, if they still
Correct.
are a thing, which I don't even know.
I don't know, but we're gonna get into this. Let's get into this because this is
Please.
gonna be a fun. All right. So this is after he had suffered a serious health issue, and it has not been disclosed yet, so there's been no information that has been released. So the foot that was amputated was his right foot. We got confirmation on that.
Mhm.
Now, if you are having your foot amputated, you clearly have serious shit going on. And according to John Hopkins, about 54% of all surgical amputations result from complications of vascular diseases and other conditions that affect blood flow, such as the diabetes and peripheral artery disease. So, anytime that you have basically like a blood clot that like basically kills your limb, or
Yeah.
you have just decided to get the I mean, nobody really decides to get the diabetes.
Well, you could
Um,
decide, be like, I'm just gonna eat all the sugars.
I mean, that's my life. I'm
Yeah.
just waiting for them to take my foot.
I
I
mean,
need
we
to
see
be
the
t
blood clot thing with Webanyama right now, where the Spurs shut him
whisper,
down for a while, and he's got that
right?
in his shoulder,
Yeah.
and
So,
he's not even Jamaican. A blood clot, man. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And didn't wait a minute, but didn't he have that in his face? Doctor said I had blood clot, but I ain't Jamaican. Yeah, it was in his
yeah.
face, right? Through the
It was in his
wire.
jaw. Yeah,
Yeah.
his jaw was wide shut.
Yeah.
He's eating.
Soup. Oh no, he
You
says
just ordered pancakes, and I'll just sip the scissor.
drink scissor. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Do
Anyways,
drink a juice for breakfast and insure for dessert.
all right. Anyways,
All right.
my fault.
This
My
has been
fault.
a very interesting episode.
Yeah, they're just
Okay.
everywhere.
So I do want to shout out to our friends over at the Body Wrong podcast that on their podcast this past Friday had presented us here at In a Pickle Radio a lot of questions because they didn't have the answers. They didn't know what foot, why, what was going on. They also wanted to know if the foot smelt, like they had all these questions. They were
Yeah.
very much on the verge of calling me. Thank you for not calling me. I
Well, you got to give
probably
him my number. I would have picked up.
yeah, you would have picked. Well, no, because sometimes you don't respond to me at all or respond to anyone like when they're collaborating with you.
Who's collaborating with me? Nobody wants to collaborate with. Nobody wants to
No,
even fucking talk to me.
I'm circling back to Mayday, sir.
What do you? Okay.
Invite to collaborate. Invite to collaborate.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, circling
Yeah.
back. Just jabbing.
Sometimes I got to put my phone down because it's too much.
So then you wouldn't have answered the phone.
So,
So
so,
there.
so
Proved my point.
it was the right foot you said.
Yes,
I
it was
used to
the right
smoke
foot.
pot with Johns Hopkins. Uh, so,
Yes. So yeah, we can confidently say it's the right foot. That we
all
have
right.
confirmation on. That's great. Um, then what happened? We don't know again because but we here at IAP with our medical backgrounds could
Yeah.
probably say it's diabetes.
It's the beats.
It's
It's got
definitely
to be the beats. I mean,
it's definitely
he's a very tall gentleman, but he's also a very big man.
yes.
So
So it's
I'm not going to say like it's the sugars, but it's
it's
probably the
definitely
sugars.
definitely
Uh,
the Swizz Beats.
yeah.
Then also shout out to Euban, who will probably also lose a foot because he orders a ton of fast food and loves pulled pork nachos and soft pretzels at the elementary school basketball games. And I wanted to ask you this.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Have you ever been to one of your son's basketball games where they had like pulled pork nachos or soft pretzels?
Oh,
Right? No. What are they doing in the Midwest?
they don't
That
even
we're
have a
not
concession stand
right.
during the wow pulled pork nachos
Pulled
at
pork
a middle
nachos.
school basketball game.
Elementary, my
What the
dear.
fuck is going on
Elementary.
there?
I don't know. And like, no wonder why people in the Midwest be losing feet.
Yeah, but I mean pulled pork nachos,
Legit.
soft pretzels.
Soft pretzels
I
all
would ask
fucking
them.
day.
I would ask them for both of them at the same time with a knife, and then I'd cut up that soft pretzel
And
and mix
put
it in
it
with the
in.
nachos.
Ooh.
Fuck, dude, we're getting it. Oh
Yeah,
man,
see, and that's why, Euban's gonna lose a foot because,
wow.
and we would lose a foot too, but they don't
And I
feed
bet
us
you it's
fatty stuff
super
here.
cheap, and I bet you it
And
gives the
he does,
worst diarrhea, but it tastes so good.
and that's what he says. Again, shoot over to the Body Wrong podcast because he gives the prices of everything. And he's like, you can't pass that deal up. And then
Yeah.
he's also now promoting hemorrhoid cream. So there's
It's like when
also,
you go to Costco and you get one of those chicken bakes for like three and a
oh
half
my
dollars, and you're like,
God.
where the fuck have these things been all my life?
Right. And then you blow your pants, like a
Oh,
hole in your
you
pants.
wear you have to wear your pre-stained
Pre-stained
underwear.
underwear. But
Yeah.
then you add your own flair to it.
The talics they're called. Yeah. Wow.
So there's yeah, right? And it's we gotta figure this out. Might have to
I
take a
would
trip.
to answer a few of Body Wrong's questions, I would say that it is well, we know it's the right foot.
Yep.
I would say that it definitely smelled.
Yeah, I feel like
Um
it smelled, but at the same time, like, have you ever smelt a good foot? Like a good smell, like what's a good smelling foot?
no, but I
Do you
mean
think that it smelled like death and decay?
an amputated foot is gonna smell
No,
like
no, I'm
fucking
not.
rot.
No, like pre-amputated or post-amputated?
Probably pre-amputated. That's why they needed to cut it off.
Well, that's a good
It
point.
was
But if
probably
he's
like midnight black and like no blood flow through it. It probably looked like a dead foot, and I bet you it smelled like fucking absolute decay.
so it smelled like a dead foot.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Another thing is, do you ever see that documentary about the guy who got his leg amputated and he put it in his grill and then sold the grill?
No.
Yeah, there's this whole documentary about this. The guy, for some reason, I forget why he got his leg amputated, but he got to keep it, which is a rarity.
Right.
I don't know why somebody would fucking want to keep.
I
amputated
I
limb.
don't know. Body Wrong also proposed the question, did LeVar Ball get to keep his foot?
He seems
And
crazy enough where he probably asked for it.
okay, well, did you read the notes and you see my theory?
Yeah.
Because I'm here to jokingly announce,
Yes.
emphasis on jokingly, that he has dipped it for a mold casting to have a shoe made out of it.
Yes. Yes. It's like those
You
crazy
know?
shoes with the toes.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
all the web toes for runners.
Yeah.
Oh
It's the
yeah,
new BBB line called the Dead Foot.
correct.
Yeah.
So check out the Big Baller brand this summer. It's gonna be the
Ugh.
dead foot coming out.
Ah, gross.
Black and green with a little bit of flies on it.
Oh man. Oh, speaking of shoes, did you see that story that's coming out of Arizona right now where this group of people held up a train and
What?
they stole 2,000 pairs of Jordan sneakers that
On
were
a train?
on a train. There was a fucking we are in 2025 and there was a fucking train heist in Arizona.
So
What
clearly we're not. We're clearly in like
what is going on
1910.
in the West?
Right, the mid okay, let's go. We got the Wild Wild West was like, and then you got the Midwest with pulled pork nachos. I don't know what's going on, but if I can get me some Jordans and pulled pork nachos,
If
I'm
I can get
fucking sign
pulled
me up.
pork served in a Jordan, I'd be all
Oh
right.
my God.
How funny would that be? How
Oh.
expensive is that shit? Jesus Christ. Yeah, it was like let me try to find the story here
Ooh.
because it was when I saw it, I was like, wait a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. When I said $20,000, I meant $2 million.
Oh my God.
It
So
was
here's the other
2,000 pairs of Jordans were stolen from a train in Arizona last month as thieves made off with more than $440,000 worth of loot, government officials reveal in a federal court. But they're saying now it's more like $2 million worth of shoes.
So this is wild to me because, I work in an industry where we see like the shipping like across the country. I am surprised that it was train. I mean, I understand train because train can go all night and you
Yeah,
can just keep going,
right.
but so can't trucks. 18 wheelers travel and drive cross country all night.
Yeah, but they're only allowed now with the Department of Transportation, they're only allowed to do up to 12 hours on the road. They can't, it's so regulated now for trucks because there's been so many accidents. It's 8 to 10 uh is really the cutoff, but you're allowed, I think, to do 10 to 12 hours on the road, but you need to take at least I thought I read somewhere where if you're doing 12 hours, you can do 12 hours if you take two 30-minute breaks. So you're only really doing 11 hours. But I mean, cross country, driving an 18 wheeler, that's going to
Yeah.
take a while, you know? And they
Question.
probably thought that putting things on a train, I mean, there's so many trains going, and how the fuck are you going to know which
But
is what?
is there
Obviously,
so
it's an
many trains going?
I would, I would, I would
I
say
don't
yes.
know.
I would
I
say
don't
that
know.
there's
That's
more shit
not
out there that we don't know that goes on. Like I'm sure
and
there's obviously there's trains all night. Like you're
I
right.
know that there's commuter. One, we know commuter. Two, we know that they also have
We don't get the freight much of the freight train aspect here
here.
because we're on the coast, so we get more ships, right? But like in the middle of the country, there's fucking freight trains going all the live long day.
All the live long day. And you know those trains? They got pulled pork fucking
I bet you
nachos
they
all
have
over
plenty
them.
of. I bet you there's. Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of
Ah,
livestock on these trains.
new episode name. Pulled pork nachos, liver, and lawyer fees.
Oh man, I bet. What happens if a train full of pigs collides with a train full of nachos,
Oh my God.
and then another train full of melted cheese?
Oh my
What the fuck is
God.
going on here? All right, let's keep it going. What's going on in the NFL?
Well, former NFL. Is the Department of Transportation still a thing?
Yeah, well, for
Okay.
now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, because that
DOT.
Mass DOT. What? Thanks for my toll fees going up,
Shout
bitch.
out to all the
Potholes.
BTD people who ticket my car every day.
Shout out to all the potholes out there right now that are
All right.
just sending my car flying.
Right in bottoms of cars. Thank you.
Yep, thank you. What is it? Chris
Cluey?
Bluey?
Clue? Clue?
Blues Clues?
Blues Clues.
Okay.
Yeah.
He
Chris
is a,
Clue? Yeah. Fuck it.
I think it's Clue.
Yeah.
Yeah, KL. Yeah. The former NFL punter. Last team we played for, Minnesota Vikings. The man in the Minnesota
Minnesota Vikings.
Vikings. He was
Bum, bum, bum.
arrested during a city council meeting in Huntington Beach last week after he had what they're trying to say rushed towards the council members. Now, I watched this video.
This video is
You watched
posted
this
on our
video.
Instagram video, on our Instagram feed.
He
He
even
did not
said,
rush.
no, he even said because it was a political protest in the library or council meeting where they were hosting this, yeah, whatever. He even says, "Now I'm going to sit here and sit here on your stage and peacefully protest."
Right.
He's slowly now he's a big boy though too, so that's why they were probably like, "Oh my God, he's rushing us." He was moving so slow and stepped up, and then they already tackled him. Like
Yeah.
he was just gonna sit there and protest,
Right.
but they already came out and police tackled him and all that glorious good stuff. But what?
It's we've
It's
reached a point where people just don't want to hear anything anymore. Nobody
no,
wants to hear the truth. Nobody wants to hear the stories. Nobody wants to
no,
hear anything. And it's like,
no.
as soon as he said, "I'm now gonna peacefully," cops were already moving in.
Oh yeah, they were already
They were like,
there.
"Fuck this, whatever." Now,
Even
I totally agree with him. Like, oh,
this doesn't okay. So everyone's there. Everyone was there to protest a proposed sign for the Huntington Beach's public library, which would have the words. Now, they were going to be side by side spelt across. It wasn't going to be like on top of each other.
yeah.
So it's magical, alluring, galvanizing, and adventurous.
So it's gonna say MAGA.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I mean, uh, I I don't know. I don't know how to respond to this. Like clearly it's you could choose different lettering or
You could, or you
just
could not. You could use a quote from a book, or you
right.
could just be like, take a look. It's in a
I was
book.
just gonna sing Reading Rainbow. Oh.
See,
I
I
can't
can't
do
do
anything.
anything. Or you could go with the Muppet Babies when the world looks kind of weird and you
Yeah.
wish that you weren't there.
Ah, man, I wish aliens I can't wait. How many years we got till the asteroid? I know we talk about this
7.
every episode.
7 years.
Oh, I hope aliens come first and then the asteroid. I hope the aliens bring the asteroid.
You know what? I'm cool with the aliens coming first so I can have a full-on probe because my insurance, it's so expensive to
Ah,
go to this
man, yeah.
doctor. So if they're willing to do it for free,
I had
holla.
to book a colonoscopy in this blacked out van in an alleyway in
Yeah.
Boston. Yeah.
It
He didn't use any cameras or anything though, so I don't know what my results are. All right, Sarah, let's get out of here. Who is this week's biggest pickle?
This week's biggest pickle, another name I'll butcher because Lord knows I'm awesome with them today. Michael Will Hoyt?
Willow Hi
Will
Willow
Ho?
Willow
Will
Haiti.
Haiti?
Willow let's call him. All right, so Michael, he is
Michael!
a Denver Broncos outside linebacker coach. Are they just making up names for
Yeah,
coaches now?
yeah.
You're the outside
That's
linebacker coach, you're the
you're the
inside
inside.
linebacker coach.
Yeah. I was
You're the
laughing.
coach of the punter's third toe,
As
right?
long as it's not on Laval Ball's foot.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
So
so who is this
he
gentleman?
Well, you just said who he was.
No, well, what is he? Why is he this? I hate when you do this to me. It's because it's so true. Why is he this week's biggest pickle?
He is this week's biggest pickle because he is facing a single felony assault charge for allegedly punching a police officer in the face.
Hmm,
I mean,
that
yeah,
sounds fun.
right? Good
Like,
times.
did he do it? It
And
was like a cab, bitch, or was there like something?
well, let's go into what leads up to this because he is the person that you do want to fight at the airport. And I mean,
Mm,
yeah, okay. So this incident happened this past Sunday around 2 p.m. in the afternoon at the drop-off line at Denver International Airport, a very busy airport. And
very
as we know, a Sunday afternoon is often extremely busy
right,
to drop people off and pick people up. And for anyone who's ever been in the drop-off line at the airport, it's literally you drive up, drop people off, and you go.
right.
That's what it's supposed to
Say
be.
your goodbyes in the car while you're on the way to the airport.
Correct. If you need that extra time, there are parking lots around so that you could have that extra time.
Yeah,
This is for quick, get the fuck out of my car, cabs, taxis, all that bullshit. Now, Michael here thought he was an exception to the rule, and he had decided to leave his 2021 Ford Bronco unattended.
Hmm.
And the police officer who was assigned to the area approached him to return to the vehicle because you can't just leave your vehicle unattended in the fucking drop-off line.
Right. We do know that terrorism still exists, right?
Correct.
And there are such things as car bombings, right?
Correct. So here we are. And I also don't know, like, have you ever seen, because I've seen it at times where I'm waiting in the pickup line where cars will instantly get towed. They
Oh
have the
yeah.
tow truck drivers going around and they just like quick hooped in and they take their car and they're
Yep.
off.
Yep.
And that's the thing. Like this maybe should have been what
When I worked at the
they did
airport, we would see that all the time. We'd go
all the
out
time.
out in the front to just we would go out front to smoke butts during like in the middle of our breaks, and we would just sit there and people watch, and you would see so many cars get towed.
Yep, one after
Second the
another.
person got out to go into the airport to help whoever with the luggage, that car was gone. They came back
Yep.
and like, "Where's my car?" Like,
Yeah.
dumbass, you can't do that.
Read the fucking sign, fool.
Read the room.
Well, so the officer, as we just said, went up to him, yo, 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 let's go. He had then proceeded to tell the officer twice to shut the fuck up. And then this
Wow.
is, yeah. And yeah, which ballsy.
Yeah.
Um, and then he had approached the officer and then like chest bumped him. Was
Oh,
like,
Jesus.
yeah, so this is all according to the affidavit. So the police officer's pissed now. Like, what the fuck, dude? I'm just trying to do my job and save your vehicle from getting towed. So he then shoves the man back, well, shoves Michael back, and Michael then punched him in the
Wow.
face. So then Michael decides to just return to his car, and the officer fires his taser
I love that about people though. You punch a cop and then you just like, fucking, I'm just gonna go back to my car. Like nothing's gonna happen.
because there aren't cameras everywhere
Right.
at the
Especially at
airport,
the airport, right?
correct? Right?
What
And
a
I'm sure
dumbass.
he also has body cam.
Right.
So officer fires his taser, hits him on like the left leg side, and he like jolts for a few seconds and then gets in his car and drives away.
So he got tased and then drove away?
Yeah.
And like it wow.
Yeah. I was like, if I get tased, I'm pissing myself and
Wow.
falling over for a
Yeah.
moment. But whatever. Great pain tolerance, I should say.
Well, I mean, he is a former football player.
This is true. So the officer had injuries, obviously, the scrapes on his knees and on his body from falling, as well as jaw pain.
Yeah.
So Sir Michael here was later arrested and appeared in Denver County Court on Monday in a beautiful, shiny yellow jail jumpsuit. Yep. So he was arrested, spent his night in the jail, appeared in court, and they set his bond for $5,000. And I believe he's out now. The Broncos have released a statement saying they are aware of the situation and are gathering more information.
Now, if they really wanted to go after him and like really be assholes about it, which honestly at this case, I don't often side with police, but
Hmm.
this is a case where I absolutely will side with the police.
Hmm.
If they really want to go forth and like really hammer out a lot of charges here, you can set this guy up with acts of terrorism.
Oh, absolutely, because he left his vehicle unattended.
Yes.
And like,
Leaving the scene, leaving your car unattended in an airport, um, assault on a police officer. Uh, I mean, there's
then there's also you have all the fines that are set by the airport, which is set by like for us here, it's set by
FAA.
Massport. Yeah,
Yeah,
and from FAA. Like you
yeah.
have all these things that are safety regulations and safety fines that you could end up with. It's just a whole laundry list. And me as someone who, like we know the airport, we know how frustrating it is at the airport. You just want to go get her done, get home, whatever it may be, pick up line, drop off line. But as someone who has flown and been so annoyed that they can't find a spot to drop off, or I'm dropping someone off at the airport because you have these cars who
Yeah.
just park there. And I get so pissed because now I have to loop around again and come around. So, like, fuck this guy. Like, just from people who have to go to the airport every day for their,
I
Ubering
mean,
or shit like
if
that. It's
you
just
don't
so
know how
pissing
to
me off.
operate, if you don't know how to operate in an airport yet,
Don't do it. Don't
don't
go.
just don't go.
Don't be the volunteer to
Send a fucking
drop
Uber to
off.
go pick this guy up or drop this person off or whatever. Like you want to be nice and drive him to the airport? No, fuck you. I'm not going to the airport. I'd rather pay for your Uber or Lyft ride to go to the airport. That way we could spend a little, you know, I guess a little more time at home together than
Right.
drive you to the airport myself because it's a stressful environment anyways.
Oh my God, the
And it's like,
lanes
I
and
don't want to fucking
driving and
go
the
to the airport
people.
and see all
No.
these idiots who don't know how
Ugh.
to drive.
Correct.
So, yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
this guy, I mean, this guy should definitely,
He's gonna face some shit
yeah, he should
because
get the golden boot on this one.
oh, the Golden Boot, aka LeVar Ball's foot.
Oh, yeah. Boom. I mean, it's just it's a silly thing, and you might have fucked up your whole job now.
That's the thing. It's if you just follow the basic rules, and it also depends upon what level of officer he is. If he is a Denver State Police officer, because like
In
we know from
Massachusetts, all
us, it's
the
it's
airports operated by state police.
yeah. And
Yeah,
I'm sorry when if I saw like an East Boston cop coming around and being like movie car, I'd be like, yeah, fucking suck a
give me five
sausage.
minutes. I'll be right
Yeah,
back.
whatever. But like what those state troopers.
Yeah,
I don't know if anybody else ever really watches them that like every third step they then put their hand on their gun, like they touch their gun
yeah,
when they're moving.
yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, today I'm gonna be the day your girl get got.
Yeah.
So
My cousin's a state trooper. He tells me some wild shit.
it's
It's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's usually
and
the
like
same guy blowing his whistle and yelling and screaming, and I'm like, I didn't do anything wrong.
right. But you're right. If like a regular like Boston cop was like, move your car, and I'll be like, I'll be right back. You want a donut? And he'd be like, fuck yeah, all right, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so easy.
And that's why stadies operate the airport and not regular
Exactly,
Boston
and
cops.
not Boston police
Bro, give me
officers.
5 minutes. I know your cousin Mickey. Just let me park my car
Ah,
here.
Mickey. Yeah,
I
I
gotta
gotta
go
go.
pick up Stugatz over there. And they're like, all right,
Yeah,
man.
I'm
All
fine, it's
right,
all good.
whatever. Yeah.
No,
All right.
you go to that's when you go with like Centapio, so you go
Yeah.
with fucking
Meet me at
preparing.
Tapio's for a fucking slice and a couple of Rolling Rocks, kid.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, all right. All right, that's going to do it here
All
for us
right,
at In a
yes.
Pickle. Thank you so much for listening. Go over to IAPradio.com and check out all of our social media accounts. Like, follow, subscribe, and share with all of your best friends in the whole world.
Do it.
Boost us up the charts by giving us a rating and review on Spotify, Apple iTunes, or anywhere that you listen to this podcast. All we're asking you to do is rate the show. That's it. Don't even fucking listen. I don't care.
I don't give a fuck what you do.
Click finish podcast on Spotify and then rate. And then boost us up the charts.
And we
we got a merch page you can buy all our cool stuff at. We got a bunch of shirts and whatnots. And you can always subscribe to our Patreon page for only $5 a month. You can get bonus episodes when we can do them.
Right. Yeah, because...
Yeah. We're going to take at least the month of March off from Patreon until Sarah gets her sea legs.
Yeah, I need my
my
legs.
Sarah just got a new job, so we're working on fixing shit. So.
Yeah, we're working on getting our lives together.
Go to the Patreon anyways and listen to the past episodes. I think there's about 10 out there. So.
Yeah, we discussed the new head of our education department's husband in several episodes.
Oh, that's true. We did, yeah.
Yes.
So if you're a MAGA fan or a political pioneer, go over there and subscribe.
Enjoy.
$5 a month. Yeah. If you get an idea for a podcast or want to join a network of supporting podcasters, go over to MaydayMediaNetwork.com and join the Mayday today. And, of course, you can follow Sarah at the Daddy-O Sports Cars on the Instagrams and support her other podcast, Generation Mixtape, GMTpod.com. Sarah, do you have anything else?
I have nothing. I just saw some pulled pork nachos now.
Yeah, I want pulled pork nachos and soft pretzels. And,
soft pretzels. I might have to get some today.
We'll see.
Fucking
doing that.
get them in my mouth.
Kind of want a chicken bake now. I might go to Costco. All right, so for Sarah Ray Talek, I'm Dave Houghton, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
I mean, the hot dogs are only $1.50.
You can't beat the $1.50. You get the fucking soda and the hot dog.
Those are fucking long.
They're long.
Dude.
I know. Well, I've seen longer.
Oh, God.
This has been a Mayday Media production.